Hola! In this video, this is a bonus video. If you have a tablet, you have a display, or a tablet display, or a graphic display, either a Wacom, Huion, XP pin, or one of the various other types of pins, displays, I want to show you how you could also use your brushes to paint your own selection. We have to do a couple of things to set this up though. First, let me show you that I am using a stylus this time around. I'll just create an empty layer. I'm going to hide my original image. I went to my brush. I have a brush that has pressure size. If you're using a mouse, you won't be able to get pressure. I'm going to make this brush larger so that as I press down, I get nice thick and thin lines. So this is one of the things that using a tablet allows you to do. So it just gives you more control. So I don't need this layer, but I am going to duplicate this image. I'm going to hide this one. I'm going to zoom in. Say for example, I want to isolate one of these dancers here. I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller. What I want to do, down here at the bottom of your palette, of your toolbar on the left hand side, we have the QuickMask mode here. But first, if you double click on this, it opens up options. The default color indicates is a mask area. I actually have already changed this on mine. I want the color indicates the selected areas. So I want to paint over the area that I want to select. I'm going to leave this OK. Now you need to make sure that this is turned on. Now notice what happens, that your colors go to black and white, and also over here in the layers panel, this layer now has this overlay color. So what you're able to do is using your brush, you're either applying the color, or which is going to be red, or you are subtracting it. I'm going to switch to white and notice that, I should actually to black. In this area, I'm actually painting over this area. I'm going to make my brush smaller. I'm going to zoom in. And this allows you to paint the area that you want selected. And this definitely works a lot better if you have access to a tablet and a stylus. You are able to use this with your mouse, but because I have my tablet, I have better control. And you'll see that once we are done, in fact, I'm not going to do all of this. You could always come back to it. Once you exit this mode, right here I only have a portion. Here, let me go ahead and add his arm. You see I kind of messed up. That's okay. I'll show you what you could do. I'm going to add color right here, because once we are done, it's gonna change this to a selection. So, but this time you're able to paint your selection, the area that you want selected. So I have this right here and say, whoops, I messed up. This is where you're able to switch colors. You could click on this little arrow right here, or the keyboard shortcut is Shift X. Shift X, you see I'm going back and forth. So I'm going to erase this. Shift X. So I have this area right here. Let me go ahead and just kind of go over there. And keyboard shortcut, Q on your keyboard. Once you get out of it, it converts whatever you painted into a selection. You could go to one of your selection tools and you can go to selected mask. If I press Q, it takes you back to the QuickMask tool. You have to select your paintbrush, and I could go back in here to further paint this area. Paint the areas that I want to keep. So here, let's keep his upper body. We'll stop at this belt, or maybe we'll add the bottom of his coat as well. It's actually really long. Yeah, we'll stop at the belt. I'm going to Shift X to switch tools, or switch colors, I should say. I can press Q to exit, or you could always click on this button right here to switch. And now we have this. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Since I have a selection, I'm going to go to a selection tool, anyone, select and mask. I could see what type of selection I have. I could see a little purple or pink, magenta. I could go over it to try to clean up that selection. But for the most part, it looks really good. So maybe I don't want to do too much. And so I have this right here. I tell it OK. Since it's a selection, I'm going to apply it to that mask, to this layer as a layer mask. I have this. I'm going to double click on it. I could see that some of the areas click. Let me go ahead and just switch this to on black just to fill in this area since I'm using a stylus. I want to make sure that that's there. I'd make a brush a little bit smaller just to fill in those areas. I could get rid of this. So this is a handy tool to allow you to further clean up your edges. I'm going to tell it OK. Now I have this. I switch to my move tool. He's just a torso now. A torso. So if I want to, I could right mouse click on this one. I could apply it so that if I want to, let me go ahead and rotate this just a little bit. I mean, this is like a cut and paste. I would have to hide her hands, but hey, I learned how to do that within Project 1, yeah. So this is, I have to apply it or cancel it. I'm going to go ahead and apply this. So we have something like this so far. And what we're going to be doing in the next series of videos, I want to go over how to duplicate these layers and send them to another document. So to recap, you could also make use of your tablet, of your stylus to be able to make even more selections. So I will see you in the next video.